they need not play no other damn teams, dog. I just gotta be for real because it's looking real spooky. Now we know different reports and stuff was starting to come out about Kayla Clark and this injury and stuff like that. But as of right now, we don't have an update on her. Look like she ain't coming back no time soon, and it's just looking spooky, bro. I just gotta be.
Third quarter, and then that big Dallas run was the difference. What did you see go sideways in that stretch?
Well, I didn't think our attention to detail on defense was.
Recent discussions have emerged regarding the Indiana Fever's performance following a disappointing loss, with multiple issues being highlighted by both players and coaching staff. The team's struggles have become increasingly apparent as the playoffs approach. Several critical problems surfaced during the game that contributed to the defeat. Poor lineup decisions, missed timeout opportunities, and allowing extended scoring runs by the opposition all played significant roles. The coaching approach appeared experimental, testing various player combinations at a crucial time when the season is winding down.
Well, I didn't think our attention to detail on defense was very good. They got loose for some easy ones. We started fouling, getting to the free throw line, and turning the ball over. I mean, there were moments where, there's no transition defense for turnovers for scores. And, we had multiple in a row, 27 points off of turnovers. And, I felt like our group did some uncharacteristic things with the ball in our hands, and it led to easy buckets.
You kind of just described all this, but the turnover is only 15 assists.
With Minnesota already securing their playoff position, Indiana's postseason hopes look uncertain. The absence of key players has created major difficulties for the squad. Without their primary point guard available, the team lacks the leadership and organization typically provided by that position. Current injury reports suggest no immediate return timeline, making the situation more challenging for upcoming games. During the post-game interview, the head coach addressed the third quarter collapse that allowed Dallas to build a decisive advantage.
What kind of led to the disorganization that you saw on the offensive end tonight?
Well, all of our point guards are injured. I think that's the first thing. And again, it's one of those things. Dallas turned up the pressure. I mean, defensively, they made it a little bit more difficult for us to bring down the ball and initiate offense, and became a little bit more disruptive. And we're working Odyssey into what we do, but still, it's tough because point guards are the ones who get you organized. And
defensive attention suffered significantly, leading to easy scoring opportunities for the opponents. Frequent fouling sent Dallas to the free throw line repeatedly, while multiple turnovers resulted in fast break points going the other way. The offensive struggles were equally concerning, with only 15 assists recorded while committing 17 turnovers. The coach explained that having all point guards injured created organizational problems on offense. Dallas increased their defensive pressure, making ball movement more difficult and forcing Indiana into isolation plays rather than their preferred team-oriented approach.
And there were times where we weren't organized. There were times where we were over-dribbling, got away from, our off-ball actions and went straight to trying to go one-on-one. And that's when we're not successful or as successful as we can be. And so we got a little tunnel vision there. And that's where I say that we did some uncharacteristic things, at times.
Yeah, I mean, you guys went on your own run there in the fourth, got back to obviously just a 1 point deficit. Just what changed between
A fourth quarter rally brought the team within striking distance, cutting the deficit to just 1 point. Improved defensive energy forced Dallas into difficult shots while avoiding unnecessary fouls. This allowed Indiana to create transition opportunities and generate easier scoring chances through better ball movement and execution. Officiating concerns were raised regarding the physical nature of the contest. The coach expressed frustration with inconsistent foul calls, particularly noting that certain players seemed to receive different treatment from the referees.
Change between third and the fourth when you guys start doing well?
I think our defensive energy, we got to force them into some tough shots, and we defended without fouling, and that allowed us to get out in transition and allowed us to push the ball and get some easy buckets. I thought our ATO execution at times was really good. We, especially in that fourth quarter, we got some good looks out of it. But more than anything, again, when it starts on the defensive end, it allows us to get out and to run in transition and to play faster. And we're at our best when we do that. And especially, when we're limited with.
Examples cited included frequent uncalled holding and grabbing incidents that disrupted offensive flow. The game's final possession became a topic of discussion with questions about timeout usage and shot selection. The The coaching staff wanted to push in transition due to the low shot clock and penalty situation, but when the fast break stalled, a timeout probably should have been called earlier to set up a better scoring opportunity. Players also shared their perspectives on the defeat. They acknowledged that the loss was particularly frustrating given how close they came to victory.
And we're at our best when we do that. And especially, when we're limited with the point guard position, you're not holding on to the ball for a long time. You're passing it ahead, you're attacking, you're going.
Disappointing. The physicality, we even talked about it pregame. How disruptive maybe was that to both maybe the flow and what both teams were trying to do and find their rhythm out there?
Yeah, I think it was a physical game. I think there's a double standard in how people get their calls. I think Kelsey Mitchell, number one, is held or chucked on every.
The 17 turnovers were identified as the primary reason they found themselves in a desperate situation at the end. One player emphasized that they shouldn't have been in that position initially. The third quarter breakdown was attributed to failing to match Dallas's physical intensity. Ball security became a major issue during the stretch, leading to numerous points off turnovers. The fourth quarter improvement came when players took better care of the basketball and shared it more effectively.
People get their calls. I think Kelsey Mitchell, number one, is held or chucked on every freaking possession and never gets a call off the ball. I think Aaliyah Boston is the worst officiated post player in the league. She never gets a call. There's a double standard there, certainly. But again, if it's going to be physical and you're gonna allow us to be physical, then allow both teams to be physical. If you're going to call the holds and you're going to call the chucks, and you're going to then call it both ways. So, I think that we've been pretty consistent in what we're asking for.
Integration of new team members continues to be a work in progress. Recent additions have received strong support from existing players, helping with the adjustment to new systems and expectations. The compressed schedule means there's little time to dwell on losses, requiring quick mental preparation for the next contest. Despite the setback, the team maintains confidence in their ability to compete. The comeback effort demonstrated their resilience and fighting spirit, qualities that will be essential as they navigate the remaining schedule.
Pretty consistent in what we're asking for. And I didn't feel like it was consistent, especially for those two. I think you could call foul every time down the floor for those two.
It's tricky when you have a quasi-transition chance late, but did you consider a timeout earlier on that last trip? Did you like your last shot? What all went into that last
No,
8 seconds?
I wanted us to, we knew it was going to be a low clock when we got it out, and we had been really good in transition. And we were in the penalty. So I wanted us to outlet and attack in transition. When it got to the point where we didn't attack and we just started dribbling sideways.
However, with their margin for error now extremely small, every game becomes crucial for playoff positioning. The physical toll of the season is becoming evident, with multiple key players dealing with injuries. This has forced coaching adjustments and lineup changes that may not be ideal but are necessary given the circumstances. The team's depth is being tested as they attempt to maintain competitive performance levels. Looking ahead, the focus shifts to learning from this loss while preparing for the next opportunity.
That's on the coach. I mean, look, if you want to continue to defend this coach, go right ahead. My defense of hers, nah. I was thinking earlier today, what would it take for Stephanie White to get me on her side? She'd have to win the whole thing. Yeah, you got to win the whole thing. I mean, that's all there is to it. I don't know what else to say. You cannot keep playing down to your competition, and this team does it over and over.
The quick turnaround between games means there's limited time for extensive analysis, but the fundamental issues identified need immediate attention. Ball security, defensive consistency, and maintaining intensity for full games will be critical areas of emphasis. The playoff race continues to tighten, making every remaining game significant. Teams are playing with increased urgency and physicality, creating challenges that require both mental and physical toughness to overcome. Indiana's ability to address their current issues will determine their postseason fate.
Does it over and over again. Let's just take a look. It's a final 81-80, and yeah, Indiana tried to come back, but it never should have been ugly like this against a team like the Dallas Wings. What are they, 9-22 now? Something like that? I mean, good grief. This Fever team is supposed to be a good team. Check this out.
What transpired during this contest was nothing short of a complete disaster for the home squad. Witnessing a 21-3 scoring surge by the visiting Dallas Wings, a team with a poor record, against Indiana at their own venue represents one of the most shocking collapses imaginable. The third quarter meltdown has become a recurring nightmare for this Indiana squad, and the blame falls squarely on the coaching staff. The defensive coordinator's decisions continue to baffle observers, and only a championship victory could possibly redeem such questionable leadership.
Is supposed to be a good team. Check this out. 17 turnovers. The Dallas Wings had 27 points. 27 points off of these turnovers. It was ugly. Ugly. Absolutely ugly. I mean, Li Ru, the Chinese Express ran right through, dominated Aaliyah Boston in this game.
This pattern of underperforming against weaker opponents has plagued the team repeatedly throughout the season. The final score read 81-80, with Indiana mounting a late comeback attempt, but such struggles should never occur against Dallas, who sits at approximately 9-22 for the campaign. The statistics paint an ugly picture. 17 ball handling mistakes led to 27 points for the opposition. The visiting center completely overwhelmed Boston in the paint, displaying dominance that was painful to witness.
Express ran right through, dominated Aaliyah Boston in this game. It was embarrassing. It really was. Paige Beckers, good God, she's got the whistle. I think the only person that's got a whistle bigger than Paige Beckers has got to be Asia Wilson. I mean, seriously. The referees, are you paying them off, for crying out loud? I mean, what's going on? Kelsey Mitchell tried 7 of 15, 24 points. She took the last shot. It was awfully ugly.
The officiating favored certain players heavily, with some getting preferential treatment on questionable calls. Mitchell managed 24 points on 7 of 15 shooting and attempted the final shot of regulation. The bench player scored 11 points in just 12 minutes before being removed despite her hot shooting streak. A puzzling substitution decision that follows predictable patterns. Cunningham contributed 14 points, shooting 5 of 10, including 2 of 4 from beyond the arc.
Chloe Bibby, 11 points in 12 minutes, and you can bet your ass she got hot, and Stephanie White took her out. I mean, like clockwork. Sophie Cunningham, 5 of 10, 2 of 4, 14 points. That was from three-point range. Aaliyah Boston, 5 of 10, 14 points. Look, Natasha Howard had a double-double, 12 and 12. On 5 of 9 shooting. Lexi Hull. Look, guys.
Boston finished with 14 points on 5 of 10 shooting, while Howard recorded a double-double with 12 points and 12 rebounds on efficient 5 of 9 shooting. Hull's performance was particularly concerning, 0 points despite playing nearly 25 minutes, though she did contribute 7 rebounds and 3 assists alongside Clark. The coaching staff had previously described Clark's injury as fortunate circumstances that would help the team discover their identity without her. This philosophy seemed questionable given that 4 victories came against Chicago, while the record against stronger competition remains disappointing for a supposed championship contender.
Look, guys, I like Lexi Hull. I really do. All right? And we know she's tight with Caitlin Clark. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 0 points in just a hair under 25 minutes. That's an ugly performance. It is. And look, in my opinion, if you're supposed to be a good team and you've got this all-world coach.
The officiating was problematic throughout, with several missed calls affecting the flow of the game. However, surrendering a 21-3 run at home remains inexcusable regardless of referee mistakes. Such collapses cannot happen against elite teams like New York or Las Vegas, let alone struggling franchises. Some positive moments emerged late in the contest, with Sims showing she needs more integration time within the system.
And you've got this all-world coaching. Keep in mind the following phrase. The injury to Caitlin Clark, quote, a blessing in disguise. Oh, yeah? A blessing in disguise. Okay. That gives us some. We figured it out. We have figured out how to play without her. Okay. I mean, if you say so, I don't know what to tell you. Again,
The backup guard connected on 3 consecutive three-pointers after entering the game, providing immediate offensive spark when the team desperately needed scoring. The timeout management in crucial moments raised additional concerns. Waiting until 1.7 seconds remained before calling the final timeout eliminated strategic options and placed the team in an impossible position. Taking that timeout earlier would have provided actual play-calling opportunities rather than forcing desperate measures.
I mean, if you say so, I don't know what to tell you. Again, 4 of your wins are against a horrid, horrible, awful Chicago Sky team. Your record against everybody else, not good. Not good. Not if you're supposed to be a potential championship contender. So let's start here. Heavens, this was some of the horrible officiating. And there was some bad officiating in this, no doubt about it. I mean, that should have been.
The rotation patterns continue making little sense, with player substitutions occurring at questionable moments. The offensive system that receives praise appears overrated based on these performances against inferior competition. Historical context reveals concerning patterns, as this coaching approach previously led to program deterioration at the college level, with key players eventually seeking opportunities elsewhere. The current trajectory suggests similar challenges may continue without significant adjustments to strategy and decision-making processes.